Hello and welcome to episode 6. Today we're just kind of going to relax a little bit and do some landscape and kind of go through my thought process and how I'm actually getting some of the scenes kind of going. So I did a little something off camera here. I'm trying to get established what this area is going to look like. So over here I use, birch and the spruce. And then kind of dabbled in a little bit of oak leaves here and there and birch leaves, I believe. Yes. So I want to switch it up on this side and make it a little bit different. And my pig pen. Oh, you know what? Okay, now that I took care of that, let's see here. So I wanted to do just straight oak over here. I kind of just dotted some stuff around. Trying to get rid of torches, obviously, so shoving them kind of down here. Every nook and cranny that I can get them in. So I think this is actually looking decent. Starting to kind of frame things out. So I actually put this lake in. There's one over here I think I'm going to remove, make that flat. So the idea is this is going to kind of go more into a town. I had an idea to do a town center over here, but this is too extravagant. And it seems like every single world that I start out, I do a town center and then I spread out from there. So this is probably going to go away. I think I'm going to do a little bit smaller of a town center. So yeah. Let me bring you along with my thought process. So ideas like this is where maybe they carved some steps out of the stone. And the reason why they had to do that is because something was in the way. Other stone, trees, in this case, had to go around the lake. I mean, maybe he could have carved it through here, but this is more of a direct route from the front door. So yeah, so they actually were forced to carve this out. Now, granted, it could have gone around here, but maybe I'll put more trees in here, and there's a reason why they had to carve this out. So I always put blocks, when there's path blocks up against it, I always put extra blocks down below so you don't see that 1 pixel trim line down below. But yeah, I kind of like the way this is coming out. So eventually I'm going to do something, a path up that way. You can kind of see this diagonal here that I'm going to go. So I think I want to continue this path on. Let's get torches out of my hands because that bothers me. And of course. So yeah, so here, obviously I want to go around the lake, so I'm probably going to have to fill this in. And I try to find a natural path through the terrain. I'll probably come down one over here just to get away from the tree a little bit. And I try not to do straight paths. All right, so do we like that? Yeah, and then for the lighting, so I'm going to remove a torch there. I'll just remove all of these. And do I like these? Rustic, simple. Yeah, we'll keep that. So in the beginning I had the dirt, coarse dirt and gravel kind of spotted around, but I think I like it being edged more. So stuff like this, I don't like. I'm not entirely sure I like this being in the middle of the path. But then you see that 1 pixel, so maybe up here we top it. And yeah, instead of just making it square, I'm going to make it go off like it was carved out of the rock. All right, yeah, so that's feeling like a good path. All right, so the torches. So I got mini HUD up here, so I'm going to put this up to figure out where I need to put stuff. Do that there. I tend to tuck them kind of in the corners. Like if they're, this is raised up and this is the corner. And I try to put the torches on the side that you'd be walking, so you won't see it as much. So sometimes I'll just go one. Sometimes I put it deep down in. Let's see here. Do I have any established over here? Yeah, so sometimes I'll put it 2 down and put it just over there. In a case like this, there's a tree above it, so I don't want to go too crazy. So maybe I'll actually even put it in the ground like this. But then, well, that's not too bad. You won't see it from while walking. Okay, so that took care of that side. And this one, I have it tucked up here, so maybe I'll bring it out. Probably gonna have to put 2 in this side. So maybe here. Yeah. So here, do I want to do... stairs, or do I actually want to... Okay, so if I'm going to do this style... I think I'd want to break it up and make it look more like a rock. I'm going to leave this one dirt. Normally I kind of put it all the way up and then I put stone on the top here like this. I'll leave this one like this and let it wear on me and see if I like that. Sometimes I don't like seeing the edges. I would want it more like this. So in this case, we can either do 2 things. We can put dirt there, but in like this case, I'll just continue that. And then this one here, I don't want to put dirt there, so maybe I'll do that and just fill this in a little bit. Yeah, so that kind of tucks it away a little bit, makes it look better. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the dirt here. Let's see how that works out. So yeah, for lighting, I just basically try to find the center. In this case here, probably going to have problems, so I'm probably going to have to put one here and here. So let's do something like, let's see if... Okay, that'll light up to there, and we can put another one there. Keep that one low profile, so as you're coming down the stairs, it probably wouldn't interrupt your view anyways. Yeah, and then for the stones, I basically just kind of dot stuff around as it seems interesting. When you come up to an edge here, I don't always like to put stone on top of dirt, so in this case I might take this and then bring it out a little bit. I don't mind that a little bit, but yeah. And lately I've just been kind of dotting them around. I might even just do something like that. When it comes to gravel, I will not make a rock out of gravel, so something like this. I do not like that. Gravel is more like crushed, so that would be more in the ground. And if we could take a look at some of this others. Okay, so yeah, like here. So basically I put the gravel as if it was on the ground and it was crushed. Like this area has been ground away a lot and it kind of piled up. Same with cobble. I will not put cobble up like it's a rock. It would be more like it's been, you know, crushed and worn. So let's grab some cobble here and see if I can kind of show you the idea. And in this area, I have not used cobble at all. Been saving it for the buildings. But we'll do one maybe down here and just give you an idea. So I won't do anything like this. I don't like that look. What I would do instead is have the stone up here and then reserve the cobble for something like it's been piling up. Something like that. So it's been chipped away and just kind of pulling up. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process. These trees I've just been making out of sticks. I like that look. They're daintier, they're nicer. I don't want any big trees in this area, so I've been going with just the fences. And I don't want to block views. I like the idea that if you're coming from our portal area, which is over there across the bridge, you'll come up here. Your eyes block, yeah, so you see the barn, but it's a little bit blocked here and here. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff over there. And it kind of, it leads you to the barn. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting into landscaping. I haven't done this style except for starting in my single player, which so I've been doing it for maybe, what's it been, 3 months now? So still new to the landscaping. I'm learning a lot as I go along. So yeah, I hope that was a little bit more enjoyable than the farms. I'll try to dot the farms around to kind of do some landscaping, but this whole entire area is going to be landscaped. Still trying to get a feel of exactly what I want to do. Probably, so I'll do, this one's carrot. I also want to do the beetroot and other farms. I'll probably try to keep this area as kind of the city center, so I might do the farms going off that way. And in real life, farmlands tend to follow rivers anyways. That's where they get their water. So I'll probably go this way with the farms. Yeah, so that's kind of my thought process and the ideas that I have for the future. Coming up soon, I want to start making the city center a lot of houses. I like ideas of wrapping farms with houses, not necessarily building them and then sticking a building on top. But in this one, it's like, hey, you know what? I've got a barn. What are these guys going to do? Oh, you know, they're, you know, farming, and in this case, you know, this is a storage for hay and got some barrels in here. This was just kind of an afterthought. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's make this double-sided because it kind of looked cool. So I stuck this guy in here. And oh, by the way, I actually had to build more storage here because just overnight, and mind you, I'm doing a lot of trading. This thing was a full chest with just 7 hours. And these guys are almost completely packed in. I did find a problem with this. I found a villager stuck in this. So you might want to do a solid block here. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll do that and see how it ends up. And another guy got stuck down in the fence I have down there, and his head was stuck under here, but we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, actually the carrot farm is doing not too bad. It's probably needs to be efficient, more efficient, but I don't mind. And I've been taking carrots out of that. It's not too much of a problem that I want to change it, so I'm just going to leave that. Yeah, areas like this that you've been basically going up and you're walking on stone, I would tend to dot gravel around. Like that. That looks better than the coarse dirt that I had there. We can even dot it this way if we want. Yeah, that looks a little bit better than just kind of an edge of stone here. Yeah, so this is looking good. So when it comes to bone milling, I tend to bone mill. I will punch out any of the flowers, and unless it's an area that's not traveled at all, like this one, I will leave the too tall. Other than that, I mean, if I'm walking along, I don't like to see the landscape through the too tall. So I'll punch those out, and then I will go and thin out the other spots so it doesn't look so, overgrown. Like this is probably a little bit too much, but I haven't landscaped this area. All of this is going to go away. I think I'm going to put animals over that direction. I haven't used these guys other than maybe some wool occasionally in the cows. I haven't used them all, so we'll go move those. And then when it's a long path like this, I'll thin it probably quite a bit. I don't always want to see it right up next to the path. And maybe every once in a while I'll leave a tall one in there. Yeah, there we go. And for the trees, I just started making this style tree. I'm still getting kind of used to it. So I'll look at the landscape and see what needs. And I think like continuing this tree line over here would be nice. So I'll just probably put it, I don't know, right here. So I typically go up 3. I have, okay, so see like that, by the time you get the tree line here, it just looks way too short. So I have been going up 3 before I branch out. So go up 3, and then I'll do typically maybe one going off to the side and one going up. Not like that, up. And then I'll just go and fill the areas in. So in the case of this one, there's a downward hill. I might actually take this and lower it. And then one, so I'll always top these guys. And when you have an area like this, I would tend to kind of just fan it out a little bit. And maybe I'll leave this one. We'll see how that one looks down below. And then since this one's a little bit wide this way, I might actually do something like that. So let's go down and see how that one actually looks. I actually think I want to see more at the bottom here. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but it's gonna work for all our purpose here. Yeah, so I'll just dot those around so you can kind of see some of the shapes that I did. I like when going down on a tree. I'm not making any specific tree because some trees have very, very specific shapes, like a pine, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I just kind of dotted these around, and sometimes I like it where the branch off the side, like, the wind might be coming from that direction, so maybe it's blowing that way and the branch just kind of grew that direction. And if I were to establish that pattern, I would have done this one the same way so that they're all going that way. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm doing trees right now. I'm hopefully getting better and better at it. Yeah, so on a live stream, we actually kind of fixed this area. So on one video, I landscaped this entire thing, and we actually fixed some stuff through here. So let me show you that real quick. This area is kind of feeling cozy around the dock. I really like this, how it's turning out. So yeah, on a live stream, we fixed this area here because it was super steep and it was super narrow. So it was only like one wide going up all the here, and it was just stair, 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 stair all the way up here, and then turn, and then stairs going up there. So paths in my mind should be at least 2 wide. It just makes it feel a little bit better. And then I just kind of dotted these around. That's a little bit awkward right there. I didn't see that before. So what we could do to fix that. But then I don't like seeing the dirt there. So I don't have the blocks on me, but yeah. I'll just leave that undone for now. So yeah, I was trying to kind of do an overhang. I've got to refine how I'm actually doing this. It's not great looking. It's also not horrible looking in my mind. But it definitely needs to be refined a little bit more. When I don't like an area, I just dot it with leaves. Like this corner was just looking a little bit square. But once you put some leaves in it, I mean, it would probably naturally grow there anyways. So yeah, this actually looks way better. I didn't want to wind it back and forth, but there was no way to get from there down to there without pulling this path way out. So yeah, this looks a little bit better. I don't like seeing stuff like this, so I'll probably work on that a little bit more. If I were to do something like this, I think probably what I'd end up doing is just remove all of it. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So this would be more of a rock, it's popping out. I'm kind of okay with that, I think. But it might actually look better with just, you know, putting stone in there. So yeah, probably at least bring this block out. So there we go. So now this is kind of going to be a path that way eventually. And yeah, so in here I just dotted around some path blocks. Kind of give it a little bit of definition. Sprinkled some gravel, so maybe it fell off this rock here. In the future, going to make a waterfall here with a bridge across. So that's definitely going to happen in a future episode. Don't know when, but got to coordinate that. Oh yeah, this is feeling kind of cool up here. The problem with this biome is that the difference in between the leaves isn't as great as, so you can obviously the difference in between the spruce and the oak there. It's way brighter. But it kind of gets muted in even, so I think I did, okay, so there's the oak, and then is this the birch? Yeah, so there's the birch, and that's the oak. So the difference in between these three isn't, I mean, up close you can kind of see that there's a difference, but once you get down there, it just kind of all blends away. And yeah, I just kind of dotted some stuff around. Yeah, so at this distance, you can kind of see the contrast. It's kind of nice. But the further and further you get away, it just kind of all blends together. So this area I still want to work on. I don't like that there's just stair step, stair step, stair step. There's nothing going this, well, this direction. It's all going down that hill, if you can imagine what I'm talking about here. Just to get a little bit closer here. Yeah, you can kind of see the stair steps going that way, but they're all going this direction with not a whole lot of definition here. I did something kind of cool here. That's kind of how I broke up the stair step in this area. I just popped this area out and made a little bit of a valley here and a little bit of a valley on this side. There you go. Kind of see it a little bit better. So kind of maybe water runoff here and water runoff there. Like I said before, the waterfall will be here, so this area might be moist. So that actually kind of would probably work out. I think this kind of came out really cool looking. You can't really tell up close, but it has a really nice definition from up top. So I like that. So anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm refining it more and more. Like I said before, I'm just kind of getting started on landscaping, but I want to kind of bring you along on how I'm doing it right now. And maybe a few months from now, we'll revisit this, and I've probably learned a lot of different techniques. I think the one thing that I haven't been using so far is when I do lag. That just didn't light off at all. All right, so anyways, so when I'm actually composting the ground, all I'm doing is composting. So I want to add in different stuff. Something like the desert has the brown weeds. So that'll actually give it some really good contrast. It'd probably help. I don't know if you'd be able to see them here, but it would just give like a, you know, maybe tuck those back in an area where I might have actually put the coarse dirt. And that's where you actually get the contrast from. So I think I had a problem in this area. Sorry for going back and forth here. So I had a problem in this area when you're looking at it from across the way. Is that a lot of it just starts kind of blending in. And that's why I started putting in the oak behind it and underneath it to give a little bit more contrast. So something like the different kind of, I don't want to sprinkle flowers around here because that's just too much color. But yeah, some of the different leaves, what biome is it that has the podzol? I know there's some like ferns and stuff in there. Yeah, so I want to kind of start getting into that and start doing some differentiation on, you know, pulling your eye away from too much green and dotting some of the other colors around. So yeah, hopefully we'll get more and more to that. So anyways, if you're not subscribed yet, I greatly appreciate hitting that button. And if you like this video, hit that like button. Until next time, see ya.